Welcome back to another episode of Fail or Fire, the series where I show you what I think is a fail fire or just plain mid. I am your staying weird host, Thundarius, and I am joined by nobody else because if you watched last week, if you watched all through last week's episode, you'll know that the boys got fired, okay? The boys got fired, so it's just me today. I'm all by myself. We're covering Rin Love Music Part 2, and I'm gonna read everything, and there is nobody here to stop me from my shenanigans. Does that sound like a good plan, everybody? I'm just kidding. You win some, you lose some, but we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome in the boys. I was just fucking with all you. I was just messing with every single one of you.
Oh, hey, what's up? I like hockey moms, long walks on the beach. I'm Shades.
I love hockey, and I have been on the beach before, and I'm Dylan.
And we are Cyber Skull Media. Welcome in, Council of Steves, everybody in the live premiere chat, and everyone else watching this back in the Cyber Skull Mafia. We're back today with Love Music Part 2. It's going to be interesting today. We had some interesting comments last week because one of us didn't give it a fire, but we'll see how today goes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay?
It was not me.
Don't you deflect the blame on me, sir.
Only now, in the worst artistic drought in broadcast history, does the channel come crawling back, cap in hand and suitably ashamed.
I mean, you both did things that got you fired, so hey.
It happens.
Thundy, all you'll ever be is a faded memory of a bully.
Maybe. I just might be.
Cyber Skull Bully, me, you, and Lockwolf. We get in that motherfucker, we start causing havoc.
I may be fired, but then I just say things like, I love you. I always have.
And then he's back.
Shades, that was worse than me, and I got spanked in the comments.
Oh, they're coming for him.
Like I said, you win some, you lose some, but we're back, baby. It was an interesting week this week. This is the only video you guys got this week. We had some health issues, mental, physical, some different stuff going on, so we only dropped our one video this week. And if it wasn't for you renegades showing up the way you do, you probably wouldn't even have gotten a video this week. So we're just happy that we can make it here and get one out to you guys this week. We're hoping we'll get back to our regularly scheduled programming soon. Doesn't help when stuff like our Lyric Noel video last week barely cracks 100 views with over 4,000 subscribers. Come on guys, what do we got to do? What do we got to do to get you guys to check out some of this other stuff that's not Rim related? Because we need some love over here to help the channel grow. All we can do is show you guys stuff that we love. It's up to you to watch it. We are back with Love Music Part 2. We've got 3 and 4 coming up in the next 2 weeks, unless Rin drops fire in the booth or something else. You boys got anything else you would like to discuss before we hop into this one today?
No, I'm ready to see what we got.
All I was going to say was they might take me showing a nipple to get people in here. I don't know.
I mean, hey, for a $500 super chat, Shades will show his nipple.
I just did, but my microphone blocked it.
There's fuckery afoot.
This is Rin Love Music Part 2. Get the screen changed over here. There's no music video for this, but we're going to rock out to it. It's going to be a good one today, I hope.
Testing 1 2 1 2. How's my levels? Is that coming out okay? Can you hear me? Hang on. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Oi, what do you get if you take a Welsh boy? Mixing some lunacy, mixing some noise, mixing affliction with music addiction, conviction and fiction, and leave it to boil. Friend, but don't overcook me, please. Serve me with the fine wine and the cheddar cheese, cause I'll immature with age and I don't deep freeze, cause I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach. Deep. I speak metaphors in my sleep, soliloquies and solitude, my mind on the beat. Neat. I repeat words, retweet. I said neat. I repeat words, retweet. Heat. I chase pretty girls till I'm weak. I was talking to this one girl just last week she said, Ren, you're so tongue-in-cheek. But it was hard to retort with my tongue in the cheek. Half animal and cannibal, I'm flammable, it's tangible. My casual, yeah, radical, grammatical mind is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural, detachable from my skull socket in my spine.
Insane, is he possessed by a monster? Hunchback of Notre Dame type posture, clasping his hands like a rapist lobster.
Talk like Tony Montana, mobster. Say hello to my little friend once again. I got more lines than a cocaine den. Ren, I'll say you once again if you forget. Ren, fill your lungs out like a cigarette. Haha, the kiddie with the wordplay fetish. Alliteration of a lines are lush like lettuce. I live my life with love and light and illuminate like lightning. The liberation leader with linguistics of a lion.
And I'm gonna blue ball you before we get to the chorus. Yeah.
I was waiting for it.
I do love alliteration.
We got a super long verse from Rin here. Nothing too over the top musically here, but where it lacks complexity musically, it adds complexity inside the lyrics.
It's pretty dense. There's a lot going on.
Like a pound cake.
Like a fruitcake?
Like Jade's takes Hockey Moms to Pound Town cake.
Whoa.
You respect the moms.
Kinky.
Well, I guess we can read some of this. I won't read it all in one go because there's so much in here to cover. So let me do a little bit at a time and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
I like that idea.
Testing, test, 1, 2, 1, 2. How are my levels? Hey, we have to check that. I'm not going to read that whole intro, but we have to check that
good.
all the time before we record.
I know that sounds like what we just did like 5 minutes ago.
It's like, I can't hear you, Dylan.
How are my levels? Good.
Oi, what do you get if you take a Welsh boy? Mix in some lunacy, mix in some noise. Mix in affliction with music addiction, conviction and friction, and leave it to boil? Rin. But don't overcook me, please. Serve me with a fine wine and cheddar cheese, cause I'm immature with age and I don't deep freeze, cause I'll melt your freezer with the fire that I preach. Deep, I seek metaphors in my sleep. Soliloquies and solitude, my mind on the beat. Neat, I repeat words, retweet, and I said neat, I repeat words, retweet. Dylan is our cheese snob.
Yes, I do love the finest cheeses.
Yeah, like Colby Jack is his favorite.
It is not. Hey, you know what though? In this economy, I've been too hard on you and I apologize.
Thank you. I almost took a picture of all the cheese at Walmart the other day and sent it to you and go, look, this is all what I have to pick from, sir.
I know, we're not in the cheese capitals of the world. That's for sure.
It's not like I'm in a fine cheese establishment like in like over there in the UK with the Monty Python crew.
Do you have any cheese at all? No.
Down in Crown Plaza, there is the finest cheese shop with all the best samples, and I could afford every free sample they had.
All right, Cyber School Adventures road trip. Because he's going to melt your freezer with the fire that he preaches. That's a great fucking line right there.
Him being fire. Is that kind of like a McDonald's apple pie?
Insert Ted cutaway.
Careful, McDonald's apple pies are always a little hot.
Heat, I taste pretty girls till I'm weak. I was talking to this one girl just last week. She said, Rena, you're so tongue-in-cheek. But it was hard to hear her talk with my tongue in her cheek. Half animal and cannibal, I'm flammable, it's tangible. My casual yet radical grammatical mind is practical, impactful, and really quite supernatural. Detachable from my skull socket in my spine. Insane, is he possessed by a monster? Hunchback of Notre Dame type posture? Clasping his hands like a roarward lobster? Talk like Tony Montana mobster? He said a lot right there.
What the hell?
Talking about like sticking his tongue in cheeks.
Yeah, Gabby Claus lobster? What is that about?
If anybody, you know, it is Valentine's Day today. I forgot to say that. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Thundy's all alone, like normal.
Will you be my Valentine? Think about it a bit. If you will, that's okay. If not, who gives a shit?
Wah, wah.
Half animal and cannibal, I'm flammable, it's tangible. Yeah, well, he is pretty flammable. He is pretty fucking fire most of the time. And, you know, Thundy relates a lot with the Hunchback of Notre Dame, because there's a reason why I'm single on Valentine's Day, and I may have his posture, too.
That's bullshit. It's because you ring the church bell.
You can ring my bell, ring my bell. Y'all didn't expect some throwback disco today, all right? It happened. That's also a very interesting song. She's not talking about ringing church bells in that song, though.
It's not literal?
How do you know?
Because she starts moaning later in the song, Shades.
It's because she loves church. Jesus got her weak in the knees.
I mean, I've seen girls moan over Hellman's mayo, so I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, not Miracle Whip. Mayo.
Listen, Team Miracle Whip. I'm here for the tang, baby.
We have come for the foul, unholy beast. The one with the red markings.
The Miracle Whip? It's actually quite sweet. And tiny.
I like sweet things. Shut up, Henry.
Unlike clasping his hands like a naughty lobster, we'll just say that. Talk like Tony Montana. We could act like Tony Montana for a few seconds. If Dylan would just buy some damn smelling salts, we could do them for you guys.
I have some in my hand.
Yeah.
Everybody tell Dylan to buy some smelling salts or tip us $20 in our super chat so that Dylan can go buy smelling salts.
I was going to, but I get mine from Canada and I can't afford the tariffs.
All right, well, we're moving on. Say hello to my little friend once again. I've got more lines than a cocaine den. Rin, I say it once again if you forget. Rin, fill your lungs up like a cigarette. Ha ha, the kitty with the wordplay fetish. Alliteration of the lines something like lettuce. I live my life with love and light, illuminate like lightning. The liberation leader in the linguistics of a lion. I'm a lion, baby. Look at this meme.
Put 'em up. Put 'em up.
I love alliteration.
Some of these lyrics they're not exactly, I don't know how accurate some of these are, but y'all who are longtime rockers with us already know that. So this says lushed. I'm not sure if that's correct. I pulled from a few different places, and each one of them had some variations in a few places. Variations like the alliterations that Rin be spitting.
More lines than a cocaine den. Ren, I'll tell you once again if you forget. Ren, fill your lungs out like a cigarette. Haha, the kitty with the wordplay fetish. Alliteration of a lines are lush like lettuce. I live my life with love and light, illuminate like lightning. The liberation leader with linguistics of a lion. You know it's all just fun and games, yeah, honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it.
Yes, I blue-balled you twice in one video because he just did the chorus. I maybe should have let it play through the chorus initially. You know, I did go back and it did say lushed. I don't know exactly what that means. Is that a British term?
Nobody knows what it means. It's provocative.
No, it's not. It
gets the people going.
It's
That's enough.
I don't know. People can let us know. You know, it's all just fun and games. Yeah, honey, you got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it again. It's a real light song today. A lot of fun. Nothing too heavily complex, at least so far. And I'm having a good time with it.
I noticed, and it struck my ear a little bit different. The like register he sings that chorus in is different than I think I've ever heard. It could just be because it is kind of a simple.
You can't say that. You can't say that Rin did something. Now people got to take a shot, Dylan. Everybody take a shot.
No, but his register. So even if he's done like different vocal patterns, you know, from like scat to rapping to soul singing, but like the specific like register he sang in, I've never heard that before. I've heard him do other stuff, mix and match, but we'll see when we play it back.
All right. Well, I'll play the whole chorus back, and then we'll roll into verse 2. And then we'll stop at the end of the next chorus before we hit verse 3.
There we go.
You know it's all just fun and games, yeah, honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey, and I love it, yeah. Yes, I I sink MCs like battleships plundered. Twist words like Tony Hawk's 900. Post that quote on Tumblr. Reblog that quote if you want to dub. Cause I'ma bring the love, I'ma sing the love. Half chav, half hippie, I'm a chippy love. And I was raised in the country, not the city, bruv. So I'm stabbing up cheese, never people blood. Because we need some love, we need it like a drug. And even if you're feeling minging like an ugly pug, you deserve a hug. Cause man, believe me, yes, you're brilliant. I shake the scene like Shakespeare, now they call me William. I'm killing them all over every border and meridian. I'm giving them my idiom, so harder than iridium. I'm purer than Bolivian, I'm deeper than amphibians. A dippy lippy, pretty looking hippie village of the year. You know it's all just fun and games, yeah, honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey. And I love it, yeah. Remembering the...
Did you hear that?
Pretty good shit.
Didn't hear that.
All right, I gotta show you again.
I did. All right.
Got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey. And I love it, yeah. Remembering the...
I heard it that time.
I had to do it again because you know the Renegades like it. They'd like it if we just played the whole fucking song over again, but then we'd have hour-long episodes, and we can't do that to them every week.
Hey, read him the part about Tony Hawk in the 900.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna skip to the end, and since there's horns in this song, that means Shades is gonna not give it a fire.
He likes some horns, he said.
Yes, I sink MCs like battleships plundered. Twist words like Tony Hawk's 900. Post that quote on Tumblr. Reblog that quote if you want to. Love, cause I'm a bring the love. I'm a sing the love, half chav, half hippie. I'm a chippy love, and I was raised in the country, not the city, bruv. Tumblr's still a thing.
Okay, this is old, remember?
I know, but I mean, Twitter's still a thing, even though it's called X. But I mean, is anybody still on Tumblr?
I don't even know what. I don't think I ever used that.
I never did.
All right, time to sign up Cyber Skull on a Tumblr. But I do like to sink MC's battleships. Y'all play battleships back in the day?
I'm good at battleships.
Ted's really good at battleships too.
I was going to say me too, because I play it like Ted.
Did you put your ships in?
No, I did not.
What the fuck, dude?
While you were militarizing, I allocated my funds toward infrastructure, roads and bridges, schools and hospitals, John. The needs of my people.
I have a Star Wars version of Battleship, and it's electronic.
In Star Wars Galactic Battle, put a strategic battle plan into place.
0309.
Identify.
Star Destroyer.
Isolate and incinerate your enemy.
And there's like Star Wars sounds and all sorts of crazy shit. It's super fucking cool. I used to play that all the time. Twist words like Tony Hawk's 900. Well, it's not like any of us here are skater boys saying, see you later, boys.
I cannot do a 900.
Oh, is that you? Well, why don't you tell us some more about that, Dylan?
In my action sports viewing life, watching him try until he hit that 900 at the X Games was like the coolest shit ever. So
it was pretty sweet.
It was epic.
Multiple tries.
Yeah, and you know, he would bail and try and bail. All the guys up on the coping were like banging their boards on there. Everybody in the crowd was just fucking stoked. And I really think it was all of that energy that like willed him to hit the 900.
I agree.
You know, I can do that, and I would hit a 900 right now for all of you, but I'm not medically cleared for that, so I apologize. We can't do that today.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to give you every kid who drives by a skate park. Let's do a kickflip.
And I was raised in the country, not the city, bruv. Hey, just like Thundy. I mean, our small towns, I guess they technically qualify for a rural community. I did grow up in the country though. Run around barefoot. Cornfields, alien abductions, all that fun stuff.
Crop circles, all in the backyard.
You're wasting your time here. You're not going to get famous.
So I'm stabbing up cheese, never people blood, because we need some love, we need it like a drug. And even if you're feeling minging like an ugly pug, you deserve a hug. Because man, believe me, yes, you're brilliant. I shake the scene like Shakespeare, now they call me William. I'm killing them all over every border, the meridian. I'm giving them my idiom so hard that I really am. I'm purer than Bolivian. I'm deeper than amphibians. A dippy-lippy, pretty-looking hippie village idiot. And I felt that. I'm kind of the hippie village idiot. Although I'm not very pretty looking. 3 out of 4 ain't bad, right?
I think there's a song called that.
I'm a big Shakespeare fan. What about you boys?
I read a lot of his works. I respect the man.
I know a little bit.
Some interesting themes.
To be or not to be.
Pee here, poo there, shake my stick and stick and disappeared, as Shakespeare.
What? What the fuck?
So I took a Shakespeare class in high school. So I've read and dissected his works. I've been to the Shakespeare Museum in DC. I have seen the Globe Theater from down the street at the Art Museum. That's still on my bucket list, is to take a tour of the Globe Theater. If you've never seen the movie Anonymous about the Shakespeare conspiracy, quite a fun movie.
All art is political, Johnson, otherwise it would just be decoration. And all artists have something to say, otherwise they'd make shoes.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the minds to suffer slings and arrows or some such shit. I had to memorize this soliloquy in AP Lit, but that was
ages ago.
A rose by any other name would smell as sweet. All right, let's get back into this because we still have a whole third verse to go.
Pretty looking hippie villager, do you? You know it's all just fun and games, yeah, honey. You got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey. And I love it, yeah. Remember in the 90s, people used to sing rap, but I'ma try to bring that right back. Sean Paul taught me how to beat, and Shaggy told him it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But I saw you on the CCTV. It wasn't me. Breaking into Toys R Us last week. It wasn't me. You were dressed like a ninja sheep and using Furbies like bowling balls. Seriously, you're insane, man. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're talking to yourself. You're a mother flicking that art. You're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace. That film, seriously, really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes. Shaken, not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters. Golden eye fixed on the Thunderbolt checklist. Diamonds are forever, so I eat them for breakfast. Live another day, but tomorrow never dies. I live and let die, but you only live twice. Through your eyes only, see it through your eyeballs. And I fell off the moonraker skyfall. You got to know, I got the flow. I'm Dr. No, with the license to kill. The man with the golden gun type skill. Octopussy means 8 girls, that's ill. Gold finger? Nah, golden tongue. And I'm sending this message from Russia with love. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I went to Casino Royale. The world is not enough.
You guys got lucky.
I'm ready for this.
The third verse must have saved it for Shades.
No, I was on the hunt for my fucking fail Shades when that horn kicked in.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
all the James Bond references. Now
we'll get there. We'll get there.
I know just this last verse is going to take 48 minutes for me to talk about.
Okay, that's fine. We'll get there. You throw some sexy saxophone on a track, and oh my goodness, because we got a buddy who kills it on the saxophone. So if you can play a mean sax, I'm here for it. Like, I was vibing with the song up through this point, right? It started getting better. Like every verse, it seemed to take a step forward. But then this last verse, when he throws in some fucking James Bond licks on the guitar, floored me, bro. I wasn't expecting it. This was pretty fucking great. So should we go ahead and start breaking some of this stuff down? Because he talked about a lot of stuff in here.
Let's go.
As if that's another one of those things. If I say that, you have to take a shot because I say it all the damn time. Remember in the 90s, people used to sing rap. Well, I'm going to try to bring that right back. Sean Paul taught me how to be, then Shaggy told to tell them it wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
But I saw you on the CCTV.
It wasn't me.
Breaking into Toys R Us last week.
Wasn't me.
You were dressed like a ninja sheep and using Furbies like bowling balls. Seriously? You're insane, Ren. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're talking to yourself. You're a mother-flicking nutter. You're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace. That film's seriously really quite bollocks.
I wanted to talk about Quantum of Solace being bollocks specifically. Now,
okay,
that came along during a writer's strike. It is the weakest of the Daniel Craig era. Also, one of the weakest in Bond lore. Daniel Craig had to jump in and take over some of the writing. The shit's kind of all over the place. I proudly own it. It is, as Ren would say, bollocks.
Shaggy, it wasn't me. Now, this is just an iconic song we grew up listening to. Am I right?
Indeed.
Yeah, I'd say.
I wasn't me.
The Sean Paul and the Shaggy reference, though, I think that was like in the 2000s. I don't think that was 90s. Shaggy had Mr. Boombastic in the 90s, but I think It Wasn't Me, and I think Sean Paul hit, I think that was 2000s.
See what Thundy says, but it's probably pretty close because there was a third song that like a 90s, I think.
So if you see I lit up, I did some Googling. It released in 2000.
That's what I thought.
Look at that. The professor coming in strong. Breaking into Toys R Us last week. Hey, you know Toys R Us is coming back.
I think I saw that.
There's one in Texas, and I'm not sure where else, but Toys R Us is making a comeback, ladies and gentlemen. And Furbies were demonically possessed. Like, I'd have one sitting in my closet in the middle of the night, would just start talking in Furbish, which is a demonic language. Boys have no stories with Furbies?
Nope.
I missed that era. Yep. That was after my time.
I mean, it wasn't after my time. I just didn't care.
Shall I finish reading through these last lyrics and then Dylan can go on his rant?
Well, I don't have a lot to rant about necessarily.
In the business, we call this foreshadowing.
James Bond type reflexes, shaken not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters. Golden eye fixed on the thunderball. Check this, diamonds are forever, so I eat them for breakfast. Live another day, but tomorrow never dies. I live and let die, but you only live twice. For your eyes only, see it through your eyeballs. And I fell off the moon raker's skyfall. You got to know, I've got the flow. I'm Dr. No with the license to kill. The man with the golden gun type skill. Octopussy means 8 girls, that's ill. Goldfinger, nah, gold tongue. And I'm sending this message from Russia with love on Her Majesty's Secret Service. I went to Casino Royale. The world is not enough. Dylan, the floor is yours.
Okay. So, several things I want to talk about. Just some personal preferences, some personal favorites. I think Skyfall is the greatest James Bond film and one of the greatest films in general of all time. Daniel Craig, I've mentioned before, is the best Bond.
That's for blasphemy.
A lot of cool references to the man with the golden gun. It brings me back to my college era. At Nintendo 64, we played the shit out of some GoldenEye, man with the golden gun, one-shot kills. Just a lot of nostalgia coming up with all these James Bond references. The world is not enough. I didn't care for Pierce Brosnan too much. I did love GoldenEye.
Golden gun equals cheater, sir.
So did spamming over the body armor. I knew dudes that would do that too. That's bullshit.
For some reason, that was the weirdest 8 I've ever seen anybody give there, Thundy.
Weirdest what?
You held up your fingers. You held up 8, but it was just weird to me.
Why? Because I did this?
Yeah.
But that's
Nobody
8.
does 5 plus 3. People
That's
do
8.
this. This is also 8.
This is also 8.
Listen, I'm a little different over here.
Oh, I'm a cockney nut job.
Now, I did like how he fit in all these different 007 references, even though, you know, your Bond is not the best Bond. I'm just going to say that right now.
There's some mixed opinions out there. I know I've made this claim before, and I stand firmly. I think that his run is the greatest.
Sean Connery is the best Bond.
If you look at the Daniel Craig, other than Quantum of Solace, which I admitted, not great. A lot of issues that plague that film. Now, Casino Royale, the first Daniel Craig Bond movie, phenomenal. Hands down, one of the best movies. Skyfall, phenomenal. Spectre, okay, but his run, top notch.
How many James Bond movies are there now?
Ooh.
This says 27.
27 is the number I've heard. The last Daniel Craig movie was the 27th.
27 James Bond movies is a lot of movies.
So we should pose the question to the Renegades for some nice little back and forth. A lot of talk about the next Bond. You know, Daniel Craig's Bond run is over. Who do the Renegades want to see as the next Bond?
Listen, there is only one right answer. And even though he's a little older for it now, there is only one right answer.
Henry Cavill?
There was some test footage that surfaced a few days ago of what would have been the best James Bond to ever exist. This man named Henry Cavill right here.
Yes.
And if we would have gotten Henry Cavill as James Bond, we would be living in the best timeline.
I stand by my statement, Daniel Craig. I think if we can get Henry Cavill now, we will be in the best James Bond timeline. Also, my wife will watch every James Bond movie without me even having to ask her. So there's that.
It's no secret that I'm a Henry Cavill simp. He's king of the nerds. He's been shit on by Hollywood because he cares about the source material. This man should be a massive actor right now, and he's not, because his agent sucks ass. He keeps getting put on projects where the people don't give a fuck about the source material, make up garbage fanfic, and then he has to work with it, and then has to leave because he's correcting everybody on set because they don't give a fuck about what they're making. Witcher. Sorry, I had to rant a little bit. But hopefully with his 40K series, we're going to get something absolutely fucking epic. People didn't come here expecting a 15-minute rant about 007, Henry Cavill, Hollywood sucking ass, but that's what they got today. That's why that they keep coming back.
I mean, they might have.
I think they did. I think they fully expected this is where we would go. They know us.
I hate it. I'm out.
The people who have rocked with us for a while know exactly that where we go during these videos, we always let the intrusive thoughts win, and you never know what you're gonna get. Just like a box of chocolates, Forrest Gump.
Did you not learn your lesson?
What?
I can't talk about Tom Hanks.
All right, well, we've been keeping people long enough. I'm gonna play through this last verse again, and then we'll give you guys what we thought about it. We'll give you our review. Does that sound good?
Let's do it.
Yep.
This music soothes my soul like melted honey. And I love it, yeah. Remember in the 90s, people used to sing rap, and I'ma try to bring that right back. Sean Paul taught me how to beat, and Shaggy told him it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But I saw you on the CCTV. It wasn't me. Breaking into Toys R Us last week. It wasn't me. You were dressed like a ninja sheep and using Furbies like bowling balls. Seriously, you're insane, man. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. You're talking to yourself. You're a motherfucking nutter. You're losing the plot more than Quantum of Solace. That film, seriously, really quite bollocks. James Bond type reflexes. Shaken, not stirred when I'm mixing up my letters. Golden eye fixed on the Thunderbolt checklist. Diamonds are forever, so I eat them for breakfast. Live another day, but tomorrow never dies. I live and let die, but you only live twice. Through your eyes only, see it through your eyeballs. And I fell off the Moonraker Skyfall. You got to know, I got the flow. I'm Dr. No, with the license to kill. The man with the golden gun type skill. Octopussy means 8 girls, that's ill. Gold finger? Nah, golden tongue. And I'm sending this message from Russia with love. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, I went to Casino Royale. The world is not enough.
It wasn't me. Let's go ahead and well, boys, this was a long video today. I wasn't expecting to take this one this long, but if you're still here hanging out, thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. I want you guys to let us know in the comments which James Bond is your favorite, which James Bond movie is your favorite, and who you'd like to see take over for James Bond next. Shades already gave away a mini spoiler that he's not failing this because of that last bit of the song here. So let's start with Shades. Shades, did you think this was a fail fire or just plain mid? And will the mob be after you again this week?
Well, gotcha, bitch. That one was pretty dope. It was pretty fire. I did enjoy that there was like 3 different songs in that one song. It was pretty dope shit. Third song being Unbelievable by EMF, I think.
Oh!
Aha, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I do for sure.
Yeah, it was dope shit though. It brought me back from my mid, so I'll say that. I didn't think I'd stay down long. No, Ren doesn't stay down long.
I'll be honest, through the first 2 verses, I was a little apprehensive. I was like, oh shit, this is my week to get gunned down. That third verse completely put it over the top. I wasn't gonna fail it. It was kind of riding the mid, it was creeping, it was kind of mid, and then that third verse came in, and the way he wrapped it up with the saxophone and that beat, Reminded me of like Teddy Riley back when Rex and Effects did Rump Shaker, like that saxophone and that drum beat. Finished on a super strong note. I loved all the James Bond references. Shaggy doing the whole "wasn't me" thing. Third verse totally put it over the top to make it fire.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Dylan, where I thought the first couple verses, like even though the lyrically it was very, very well done, I was longing for something in the music. You know, I had a sneaking suspicion he wasn't just gonna give us that and that he would give us more. So I should give you guys more. And I don't have a lighter. Nope, yes I do. It was fucking fire. Okay, it was fucking fire. It did put it over the top for me in the third verse with the James Bond lick and the saxophone at the end. It sounded like it got more complex as it went along, even though it still didn't reach the highs of some of his later stuff. Because I mean, Freckled Angels album. I would love to be able to play some GoldenEye, do some like GoldenEye tournaments on this channel.
I would be all about that.
That's all we've got for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Go check out the rest of our Ren playlist. We'll be back next week for part 3, unless Ren drops something new in a time when we can record. So let us know in the comments whether you thought this was a fail fire or just plain mid. Like and subscribe if you had a good time today. I'm going to be hanging out in the Discord right after this, so we'll see you guys there. We are Cyber School Media. This was Fail or Fire, and we will keep bringing you the heat. We'll see you guys next week. Have a good one. We're out of here, baby. Happy Valentine's, everybody.
Got me smiling like there's something funny. This music soothes my soul like melted honey. And love